Namaste. Thank you for joining me on the seventh day of Navratri, where I'm telling stories from the Devi Mahatmyam, the Durga Saptashatihi. We have already finished the first 7 chapters, and this is the 8th chapter. We've seen how Yogamaya came into being. We've seen how Mahishasura Mardini, that is Chandika or Ambika, how she came into being. We also heard how she accepted or she gave a boon to the Devas, saying that she would not just hide away again, but that she would stay and be there for them whenever they needed her help. And then we also heard about how Kali came into being, right? And we heard that Shumbha and Nishumbha were these two evil asuras who had taken over the world, and they needed to be defeated, right? And still that's where we ended yesterday. So now Rishi Medhas, who is telling the story to Raja Surata and the merchant, continues saying, O king, now that Chanda and Munda had been destroyed by Kali, she had brought his heads in her 2 hands and presented it to Devi Ambika, saying that now it's up to you to make sure that the rest of the asuras are also destroyed. I'm here to help. And now the two of them, Devi Ambika, Devi Chandika, all these are names for her. And Kali, who is also called Chamunda now, or Chamundi, because she killed Chanda and Munda, right? The two of them are sitting. They know that there's a much, much bigger war to come. You see, Kali had come from the very forehead of Devi. When Devi had frowned with anger because Chanda and Munda and the other asuras had come to grab her, Kali had come from her forehead. And she was this dark and completely covered with tiger skins, and she had a skull garland made of skulls, and a staff with a skull on its head. That was Kali. And she had destroyed all those asuras and Chanda and Munda by just literally devouring them, hawing them and devouring them. Now, they were waiting. The remaining of the asuras had run away. So now Rishi Medhas says, so as Devi Chandika and Kali were waiting, those asuras who had just remained, they ran and told Shumbha. He was the ruler of the 3 worlds now. He had Airavata with him, that is the elephant the white elephant mount of Indra. He had Airavata with him. He had the Parijata tree with him. He had Uchchashraivas, the 7-headed horse with him. He had all the best gems and all the jewels that belonged to the gods and all that belonged to the people on the earth and all that belonged to the other asuras also. And he had many allies in the asura kingdom because everyone was afraid of him. So Shumbha is told, and he's, what? Chanda and Munda dead? How is this possible? Who is this? And they tell her, this Kali came and she made sure to heat up everything. She is worse than any of our asuras. She was very angry, and her Devi Shakti, that is the feeling that she needed to protect all the devas, that came and made her just destroy all of us. We were nothing in front of her. Chanda and Munda were nothing in front of her. Shumba gets angry and says, "What? Okay, come on, let us go." And he tells his generals and whoever was remaining, "Call all our allies. Call all our allies. All the asuras, all the rakshasas, the humans who have come to our side. Everyone, come on, come on, come on." So everyone comes. The Kotiviryas, the Kalkayas, and all the other asura allies with all their armies, they come. It takes some time to gather all of them, and they all come. Everyone has come. Says, "Yes. Oh, Raja, what do you want us to do?" Shumba says, there is this Devi and another Devi with her. We need to destroy them. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry, we will do it, said the other asuras. And Shumba is also sure of it. And they go. Now, Devi and Chamundi are sitting, talking about all the things that are happening in the world and everything. They're just enjoying in this beautiful place where the lake is serene and calm and the light breezes are blowing. Yes, there is a knowledge that there is something terrible going to happen, but they are still waiting. And then they start hearing on all these sounds coming. They hear that, looks like those Rakshasas are coming. The Asuras are coming. The demons are coming. The two of them look at each other. And Chandika Devi, Ambika Devi, Devi Durga, she gets up. She gets up and she is all her strength is with her, and there she takes her bow and her arrows and just pulls just the bow, and she pulls the thread on, and it makes and lets it go, and bang, the sound comes and it reverberates around the whole universe, from the mountains to the end of the oceans, the bottom of the oceans. That sound goes dang. And her lion, she seats herself on the lion, and the lion goes rah! And the sounds are really echoing. Why? And Kali gets up and she goes, "Hmm." And when she goes, "Hmm," it is even louder than the sounds that have just now come from Devi. And those sounds just continue. And the asuras are listening to it, itching for battle. It is time, and they start blowing their conches, and the whole earth starts shaking under the elephants and the buffaloes and all the chariots that are coming from the asura side, while these two devis are just standing. One is on her lion, and just that sound is all there. And as they're standing all around them, circled around them in a circle. All the asuras have stood. These two are in the center, and all around them are the asuras with their armies. So it's just one circle, and then many asuras all around, and in the center, the two of them. Now, as they are looking around, the devas from above are seeing, and they're saying, oh, and in them, as Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Indra, all of them are looking down. From them, from within them, their Shaktis. Okay, that is the very inner strength of each one starts coming out. And they are all in feminine forms. From Brahma comes this beautiful lady, Devi Brahmani. She's seated on a swan, on a white swan. And in her hand, she has a kamandalu, a water pot, and a mala, a japamala. It is rosary of beads. And she comes. And the swan flies in. It's flying from the top. At the same time, from Indra, you see Aindri coming with a thunderbolt in her hand, seated on an elephant. And she is coming. She is coming. The swan, the elephant. And from the other side, you see Shakti from Shiva. Maheshwari. She comes seated on a bull, just like Nandi. And in her hands is a Trishula. Her hands, they are bracelets. She has bracelets of snakes covering her hands. And she's coming down too. And not just them. We have Vaishnavi. Vaishnavi, the Shakti of Vishnu. And she is seated on the Garuda, flying down. And what does she have in her hand? The chakra, the discus. Beautifully bejeweled with nice crown and lovely garments. She is there with her chakra. And in addition, we have a peacock coming, flying, a beautiful peacock. And that is the Shakti of Kartikeya. We have Kartikeya or Kumara, his Shakti, and that is Ambika Kaumari. She is there on that peacock with a spear in her hand that she could throw when needed. And she is sitting there. Now, it's not just Vishnu. All his avatars also send their Shaktis. So, we have Varahi from the Varaha avatar, like the boar, the Varaha avatar who had picked up the earth, Bhumi Devi, right from inside the oceans. That same Varaha, his Shakti, Varahi, she comes on a boar. And Narsimhi, the Shakti of Narsimha avatar. Narsimha was a lion, half man, right? Who had killed Hiranyakashipu in the between the doors, and he had just pulled her out with his nice sharp nails, lying just like that. Narsimhi, she has come, seated on a lion, with her with her mane just shaking as though all the planets would be moving. And she has her sharp claws, and she is also upset, ready to come and help. All the Shaktis come and stand next to Devi and Kali. And now Shiva himself comes down and he says, Devi, what now? Destroy them. Destroy them. Let this universe be safe now. Because he sees Devi waiting still. And she says, Oh Shiva, it's so nice to see you. Do me one favor. Go and talk to Shumbha and Nishumba. Go. Tell them that if they are at this point willing to let Indra be the king of the gods again, if Indra can have that kingdom back and all the other devas reinstated at their jobs, like Surya goes back to being the sun, Chandra back to being the moon, and so on, then we will stop this war. We will stay at peace. Go, tell him. And also let him know that if he says no, then everything will be destroyed. He will be destroyed, his brother will be destroyed, all these asuras will be destroyed. Warn him, give him one warning. You see, it's always better to have a dialogue before a war. And Devi is always has a lot of goodness in her, and she wants to give that bully one last chance before she really punishes him. So Shiva goes as the messenger. Since then, Devi is also called Shivaduti. Duta means messenger. She is the one who sent Shiva as a messenger. And Shiva goes. Shumba says, nah. Oh, it's just a bunch of women. We will take care of her. We will destroy them. No. We're not going to give anything to you. Nothing. Okay, that was to be expected. And so the battle starts. It starts. The asuras start throwing their spears and with their bows and arrows and with their clubs. But as they come, the Shaktis are just going and destroying each one of them. When a club comes from all flies, Aindri will flies with her thunderbolt and just hits a lightning there, and there's thunder and lightning, and dang, so many asuras are dead. And Brahmini with her kamandalu, she just takes some water and sprinkles it. And as she sprinkles it, asuras are just destroyed. Ambika Kaumari, the Shakti of Kartikeya, she takes her spear and goes zoop, as she sits on her beautiful peacock. And there dies thousands of asuras. And as the asuras are falling, Kali, Devi are there, just there to grab them and devour them. Vaishnavi, with her discus, with her chakra, goes, and the chakra never fails. So one throw and it goes and hits the person and comes right back. And again, and goes, hits, cuts off the head and comes back. Again and again and again. The asuras are all getting decimated, finished, dying. There is blood everywhere. Again, it is, now the asuras are wondering what to do. And seeing this, Raktabeeja comes. Raktabeeja is this massive guy. When he walks, it's as though the earth goes dumb and shakes under his feet. It's as though a mountain is walking. And he walks. This Raktabeeja. Rakta means blood. Bija means seed. He has a boon. And that is, if he gets hurt and if blood flows, then from every drop of blood that touches the ground, another Raktabeeja stands up. So every drop of blood that touches the ground brings out another asura, who is even stronger than Raktabeeja. And he comes walking up. And as he walks, Vaishnavi goes and she toes and she hits with her discus. And it is going and it hits him. But the blood flows and up comes another. Up comes another. The thunderbolt hurts. Indri's thunderbolt hits him. And yet his arm gets hit. But from there, as the drop falls on the earth, rises up another Raktabeeja. And so many, every drop. Soon there are an ocean of Raktabeejas. There are so many Raktabeejas. And the Devas are not able to do anything. The Devis are trying. They are trying. Brahmani with her Kamandalu can't do anything. Maheshwari with her Trishula can't do anything. Indri with her thunderbolt isn't able to do anything. Kaumari with her spear can do nothing. What do we do? Kali looks at Devi and Devi looks at her and laughs. I got an idea. And she says, Chamundi, come. You can drink the blood of this asura before it drops and touches the floor. Before it touches the earth, make sure that you drink it up while I go after him. So she takes her Trishula and she goes. And as she goes and she hits him once, blood falls. And just before it is falling on the earth, Kali catches it, drinks it up. And then all the Shaktis, everyone are coming with their thunderbolt and their spears and all their weapons and hitting him, hurting him everywhere, hurting all the Raktabeejas. And everywhere, Kali is running everywhere. Chamundi is running everywhere with her hands outstretched, drinking every drop of blood. Soon, the drops of blood start getting less and less. The number of Raktabeejas that are dying are becoming more, and fewer are getting born. And as all the Raktabeejas go, we have only the main Raktabeeja. And with that, with one one hit of the Trishula, he is vanquished. And that was the end of Raktabeeja. All the Shaktis together under the guidance of Devi with the help of Kali were able to destroy Raktabeeja. O King, O Raja Surata, says Rishi Medas, it was a team effort. All the Shaktis were required because Raktabija was really, really a very, very strong person, and that boon was really, really terrible. Shumbha and Nishumbha are not easy to defeat because they have the best, or rather the most horrendous Rakshasas with them. Now, one by one, every Rakshasa is getting destroyed. And Raktabija himself got destroyed. With this, with this story of Rishi Medas, we end chapter 8 of the Devi Mahatmyam. As Rishi Markandeya tells his student. Chapter 8 of the Devi Mahatmyam, as Rishi Markandeya relates to his student in the Markandeya Purana, which is a huge Purana compiled by Rishi Vedavyasa. In that, we have 700 shlokas, Durga Saptashati, called the Devi Mahatmyam. And in that, we have chapter 8, which we finished today. Tomorrow, we shall see how Shumbha and Nishumbha come and fight with Devi. Do they come and fight with Devi? Or maybe they accept. Maybe they accept defeat. Or maybe they don't. Let us see what happens. That is tomorrow. Namaste.